did it. Soaring through the skies. Danger Devil Joseph's here, and I'm back with you with another video. This video is what if Deku had a brother and he was in the military? Yes, you heard me. What if Deku had a brother? Not what if Deku was in the military. Okay, so let's get back in. Before first you should skip at least about up until 3 minutes because I think that's how much time I'll be rambling on up to. So if you don't want to listen to the rambling, I suggest you skip. Okay. So about this what if, people who were thinking that it was a one shot, and I'm sorry because I did 3 what ifs and still didn't do the sequel to this part, and those what ifs had a majority of time between them. It's just because I'm super lazy. Everyone has to be lazy sometimes. You say you're gonna do one thing, then you don't do the other. You don't do it. You say you're gonna do it next time, you don't do it next time, and then the whole cycle repeats again. So yeah, the other thing about this what if is people have been asking me how is Deku going to take Nejire as his ship without hurting his relationship with his brother. Then I'm like, are you stupid? I told you many times that Deku sees her as his big sister, and she sees him as her little brother. And I said you could choose any ship for Deku except for Momo and Uraraka because those are too much overused, as well as any adult like Midnight, because when I said that one time in What If, a person came to me and said, do Deku X-rated Rocky, and I'm like, no, it just doesn't fit with me. So yeah, and I want to say it again. Nejire is not the ship for Izuku, it's for his brother Lucas Midoriya. And Hasashi will be there. He's an ex-military, that's why Lucas is in the military. Hope you all understand that. Izuku still won't be born with the quirk. He'll get it from All Might, so yeah, everything stays the same there. So, and further things, I'm very happy New Year. Hope this year is better than last year. Okay, let's get started with this what if. So, last time I was busy explaining their powers, but I don't expect someone to remember their powers so after such a long time, so I'm gonna do everything again. First, let's start with Lucas. His quirk, Full Deck Armory. Full Deck Armory is a quirk that allows him to use decks, use cards, the heart, the clover, the diamond, and the spade. It it depends on the color. See, a black diamond does something completely different from a red diamond. Say the red diamond does armor, while the black diamond gives the user food. And the amount of times the user can get from that card alone is how much of a number is there. Like if it had eight diamonds, 8 of diamonds, and it was a black card, he could get food, any food of his choosing 8 times. Okay, there. Next person we're going to be talking about is this guy. This guy's name is James. James' quirk is called Master Swordsman. Master Swordsman is a quirk that allows the person to master a sword or a dagger in a matter of seconds. It also affects other weaponry, but then it would take a much longer time than it would with a sword. Okay, the next person we are going to be talking about is her. This is Elizabeth. Elizabeth's quirk is called Energy Charge. Energy charge is a quirk that charges energy through any specific weapon, be, being able to enhance the durability, the lethalness, and the flexibility and strength of it too. So, yeah, as well as she's able to make energy slashes through the air. James can do the same, but then he uses compressed air instead of energy. Next person we're going to be talking about is this guy. This guy is the oldest of the twins. His name is Nick. His quirk is called Nature's Love. Nature's Love is a quirk that allows the user to manipulate, control, and camouflage in nature, allowing making this actually a perfect quirk for a person who wants to be in the military, since you could actually camouflage with the any nature and any surrounding you're in. But his twin brother, who's the youngest of the two, has a complete opposite of that quirk. His quirk is called poison manipulation. Poison manipulation is a quirk that allows him to manipulate poison, control, and shape. His body produces poison, but it also produces chemicals which is able to mix together to make strong and more deadlier poisons. Next person who we're going to be talking about is this guy. This guy's name, Archer. Archer Archer's quirk is called Archer's Eye. Archer's Eye is a quirk that uh, allows the user to have 100% accuracy in shooting anything, whether it be an arrow or gun. It's so accurate that it looks like it might have been a machine doing the work. But that's not all. Archer's Eye also is able to place an energy on the bullet or arrow, and when that happens, it's able to have a destructive force of from a C1 to a C4. Next quirk which we got is Neo. This girl's name is Neo. Her quirk, Wolf, increases her hearing, eyesight, smell, taste, touch, strength, reflexes, speed to unreasonable amounts of levels, making her extremely dangerous and lethal too. Next person which we're going to be talking about is Lucy. Lucy's quirk is called ice manipulation. Ice manipulation is a quirk that allows her to manipulate, control, and shape any ice, whether it be from someone else or her own or the one in the surrounding. Her control is so her control is so strong that she's able to create a blizzard, and her manipulation is so strong that she's able to create an actual moving car or actual firing gun. Next person we're going to be talking about is May. May's quirk is called Weapon Enhancer. It's kind of like armament hockey from One Piece. You know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It enhances the durability to where it's almost indestructible. The accuracy, the power lessens the power so that it doesn't take too much for it to fire, and it increases the damage so that it does more damage than it's actually supposed to do. She's able to enhance other things except for guns as well, so she can enhance grenades to make them more destructive and blades to make them more sharp and lethal. Next person we're going to be talking about is this guy's quirk. This guy's quirk is called Autogun. Autogun is a quirk that allows the user to upgrade a gun or a grenade to allows the user to upgrade a gun or grenade. Since a grenade and a gun have similar complexes to each other, so it's able to upgrade grenades to a point where it looks so futuristic that the damage that it does is not actually supposed to be what it would normally do, and he carries all of them in that cross on his back. Next person we're going to be talking about is Sylvia. Sylvia's quirk is called Plasma Wave. Plasma Wave is a quirk that allows the user body to produce plasma. This plasma is trapped in those specially made clothes from us of us to help increase her speed, reflexes, agility, and strength. But that's not all. She's able to manipulate, control, shape, and blast out the plasma. Next person we're going to be talking about is is Ava. Her quirk is called Aim. Wait, sorry, I have to go and help my parents. I'll be back right now. Okay, I'm back. Okay, where was I? Aim. Aim is a quirk that gives a perfect aim in almost everything, meaning in shooting, archery, darts, all that stuff. Even in inventing, it allows her to have perfect aim, never to mess up anything. That's why she is the technical person there. So if someone wants something to modify, like modifying their gun, drones to help scout out the area and all sorts of things like that, boost to their weapons, she is the one which they go to. Okay. And then we go to they see a white-haired girl, and she says her name's Sylvia. Her quirk is called Plasma Wave. Plasma Wave is a quirk that enables our body to produce plasma. With that plasma, she can increase her speed, her senses, her strength, and also the weapon she uses. She can also shoot out plasma, control plasma, shape plasma, and all that stuff. So yeah. And then Lucas says, okay, since we've gotten to know each other, I say we make dinner, then we make dinner, and then we go to sleep so that we can get ready for our training tomorrow. We don't want to be late for the instructor. As he says that, they all agree. They eat and then they go to sleep. Then Lucas says, okay, looks like everyone's nice. I'm the leader. Big shocker there. Was never actually the leader type. But hey, who gets? But hey, that's what they said. In the morning, Lucas gets up early. He gets dressed. Then he wakes up everyone and tells them that they have to get ready because they're going to have to meet the instructor in 30 minutes. Everyone gets ready in 10. They eat within 5 minutes. Then Lucas says that we should go early so that we make a good impression first. First impression, very good. They go, they lock everything up, and then they go there. They're waiting in the area. Then their instructor comes. Then he says, "Ho ho ho! I see. Someone's being very punctual, even here before the instructor. That's good. That's good. Okay. So your squad wants to join the army, right?" "Yes, sir. You know that later in this year, we each squad, the Army, Marines, Air Force, Navy, and Coast Guard will all be left to go into intermutual missions, and later in the second year, we'll see who's progressed further: the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, or the Coast Guards. That will determine what rank you'll be given, and also when you finally join the official branch of what you've chosen to be in. Do you understand me?" "Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir." "Good. For this, we'll be working on your stamina, hand-to-hand combat, weapons mastery, all types of weapons, guns, swords, because you could never know. Knives, daggers, because you can never know what will be available to you at that point. Also, be working on magical medical things as well as how to handle certain situations such as a hostage situation. Do you understand me, sir? Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Good. So who is in charge of this unit? That would be me, sir. Lucas as he steps forward. Good. So I want you to introduce me to everyone who's here. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Okay. Sir, leader Lucas Midoriya. Second in command, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Voltian. She steps forward. James. James. James Maroon. James steps forward. Nick Austin. Nick steps forward. Mike Austin. Mike steps forward. Archer Bale. Archer steps forward. Daniel Williams. Daniel steps forward. Neo Zen. Neo steps forward. Lucy Heather. Lucy steps forward. May June. May steps forward. Ava. 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 What? Ava Stone. Yeah. Ava steps forward. Sylvia Green. All reporting for duty, sir. Good. So first, we're gonna be doing some stamina improvement to make sure you can last longer. Do you hear me? Yes, sir. Yeah. Sir, yes, sir. Good. Now move it. Sir, yes, sir. As they run and start to do some stamina improving. You also have this will also increase your strength and speed and durability. So push-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, benching, all these things you will do. Endurance running, all this you will do. Do you understand me? Sir, yes, sir. Heavy lifting to stabilize your arms to be able to handle the drawback of firing a guns. Do you understand? Sir, yes, sir. Dummy practicing to be able, dummy practicing to enhance hand-to-hand combat. Later on, we will be fighting one another to see who has improved in their hand-to-hand combat. Is that understand? Sir, yes, sir. So now start. And that's what they've been doing. They've been doing that for 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 about 3 months. Then they come back and then the commanders, their instructor says, okay, rookies, you will no longer be doing the in stamina training. Sir, yes, sir. From now on, you'll be learning in the medical field to be able to help one another and the captives when you rescue if there's a hostage situation. Do you understand me? Sir, yes, sir. Okay. Applying medicine, bandaging wounds, stabilizing injuries, making sure nothing gets infected, making sure that the patient is in perfect condition, safe, and not feeling any more pain. Those are the things you should be learning in these 3 following months. Do you understand? Sir, yes, sir. Then move on, go to the medical field, and you'll be learning there, helping to bandage and practicing all these things. And medicines in the wild which can be used to help in certain ways. as well as to tell if something's poisonous or not, so that you know if you run out of food. Do I just make myself clear? Sir, yes, sir. As they go, as then they're busy learning how to bandage properly, apply medicine, disinfect, make sure to keep the injury cool. If there are bruises, how to handle a bruise, poison bites from snakes, scorpions, spiders, other stuff, poisonous and non-poisonous foods, as well as medical and non-medical herbs which they can use in the wild. The next following months, then then that's what they do for 3 months. Then they for then the commander says, now that you've finished doing all this, you'll be improving in your hand-to-hand combat. You'll be doing this for the 3 months up until you've been doing this for 1 month. And in the 2 following months, you were fighting against each other. So you better improve your strength, flexibility, agility, and reflexes in this 1 month. Then in the next 2 months, you'll be fighting each other to improve and get more experience. Do I make myself clear? Sir, yes, sir. And that's what we do. And then when those 3 months are over, he says, for these final 3 months, you will be learning how to handle live arms. Do you understand? Accuracy shooting, aiming, able to handle the backlash of firing a gun. All this is what you'll be learning in these 3 months. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Good. That's what they do. So during this year, they've been getting close to each other, thinking of each other as a family. They know that Ava is the serious type, rarely shows any emotions. They know James may look like he's serious, but then has a funny personality to it. Nick is just a guy. He's he's a lovable guy. He loves anything nature. Mike is a bit cold to people he doesn't know, but then he has opened up. Archer, he's just a goofy, funny person. Then we got Daniel. He is he is cool, can be serious, and all that. Then you got Neo. She's childish, but can be serious at times. You got Lucy. She's cold, but then she has but she's cold, but she does show emotion. Then you have May. She she jokes around, but knows when to be serious and when not to hold back. Then you got Ava. She's geeky. She likes to tinker with technology a lot. Ava, Elizabeth, and James like to make sure their weapons are in pristine condition. Archer likes to make sure that his bow is nicely tightened as well as his guns are all loaded. And James, before he does any, and Nick, before he does anything, he always goes to the flowers which he plants and then likes to smell them, then goes. Then Mike always makes sure that he has a can of poisonous gas or things which are poisonous which he can take poison out of so that he can use. He can also use his body to create that poison, but he doesn't like doing that a lot. So yeah, that's why he always has poison with him. Neo, she's quiet. She talks. She rarely talks. She's sweet, and yeah, Lucas, he's serious. Does knows when to joke at times. Can be merciless, but all around he's a cool guy. So yeah, so they've been getting to know each other. So then it has come to an end of their months. They have been getting free time to go out and meet their family, and at those times they would say bye to each other, like on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, and on Easter Day. They might stay a week or like that, a week or a few days, then they'll come back. So Lucas has been able to see Nejire and Izuku. He still doesn't know that Izuku gets bullied by Bakugo because Izuku never shows it at all. And whenever Bakugo, Mitsuki, and them come over, Bakugo doesn't do anything to Izuku, so he doesn't see anything. And Izuku acts the way he normally acts with Bakugo. So yeah, Bakugo knows Izuku has an older brother. So when they were having a braai sitting outside because they don't live in an apartment, since Izuku and Luca's father was in the military before and all that, and they have a house. They would braai, sit outside, eat. Nigeria's parents would be called. Nigeria's parents would be called. Nigeria would come. Then then you would have Bakugo and his parents, Izuku's parents, Izuku and Lucas' parents there, Izuku, Lucas. So yeah, they would all do that stuff. Izuku sees Nejire like her older sister because he knows that his brother wants to marry her and all that. So you guys choose who you want Izuku's ship to be. It can be anyone except for, let's see, which ships do I not want here? Momo and Uraraka. Yeah, you cannot choose Momo, Uraraka, or Nejire. None of them. So yeah. So then they have been getting free time. Also, the rest of them meet their family and all that stuff. So yeah, during the year, some of them in the group have started to date each other. Like Archer and Neo, they started dating. Elizabeth and James, they date. Yeah, those are the other couples. Lucas has told them that he has a girlfriend and showed a picture of him and her to them, and then they're all like, ah, yeah. Also, Ava said that she has a boyfriend. So yeah. So they come back, then you have then Chucky says, in this whole year you've been going on missions, training duties, and all this kind of stuff. You start from the bottom of the low and you'll have to rise up. All all ranks and stuff like that will be awarded later in the year. Do I make myself clear? Sir, yes sir. Good. So I'm not going to start them off with a mission. If you think I'm going to do that, that's just stupid. So the training which they've been doing is just so that they can catch up with the other people. So then, since they are since the whole group which they were in, the army, the marines, the air force, the navy, and the coast guards, which were all there for for Lucas's yeah, like all that stuff. Yeah, they take care of the food and all that stuff in their department, and they started to train with the other ones and started to train with the others and all that stuff. They, they say in a month or two they'll get advisor who will be giving them the missions and practice and training which they're going to be doing. So yeah, so they get an advisor who was close friends with Izuku's dad. He Izuku and Lucas' dad. Lucas knows him, so then when he comes in and says, "Attention, sir, yes, sir. My name is Austin Weinvik. Weinvik, yeah, I'm going to say that. Austin Weinvik, and I'm going to be your advisor. I'll be giving you missions, your training, and all things, the location for your job, for your weapon jobs, and where you can get your weapons. Do I make myself clear?" "Sir, yes, sir." "Good. Uncle Weinvik?" Lucas says, as he looks at him, says, "Ah, Lucas, I haven't seen you in a long time. I haven't seen you since you were like 5. "Yeah, because you're busy with the military, as I can see." "Or are you just busy with the ladies?" Shh, shh, shh. We don't talk about that. hmm So how's your dad and Inko been?" "They've been doing fine." "How's little Hazuku?" "He's doing good." "Okay." And yeah, that's what they're doing. So we skip about 3 months. They've been doing training with them, and then now they've stopped doing the food, and because they're no more the rookies of the whole place. So yeah, and then Commander Austin says that he has their very first mission for them. This mission is just a scouting mission, but they might encounter dangers, so then they're able to. So they will be having live weapon with them, so that they can eliminate all the wrongdoers and all that stuff. I don't know what to call them. I'll just think of it later. So yeah, he tells them that. They say okay. Then he says that they should suit up and get ready for all these things. Some of them don't. What should I do? So let's see what this is what Lucas is gonna be wearing. Yeah, this is what Lucas is gonna be wearing. So yeah, okay. If you want to see what the others gonna be wearing, I can do that. This is what James is wearing. Elizabeth, Nick, and Mike, Archer, Neo, Lucy, May, Ava, and Sylvia. They're all wearing that. So yeah. So then they're doing a scouting mission. Lucas says, I want everyone to camouflage with their area and not make any sound. Do I make myself clear? Don't engage anyone if you don't have any backup. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Good. They're scouting the area because they've heard some fugitives have taken people hostage in this area, and they're scouting it to make sure that nothing bad happens, and that so that the other forces can come. They check, they see that they do have hostages, and that they have boarded the city which they've taken, the town, village, whatever you want to say, which they've taken hostage of. So yeah. Then Izuku uses his calm and says, I spotted the hostages. The village is taken hostage. Ava, report this to the advisor. Yes, sir. Then she reports it to us Weinwick. Yeah, Weinwick. Then he says, okay, we're gonna can you tell me if you can you take them all by your can you take them out by yourselves, or do you need backup? There are around a few of them. I suspect that we could take them out by ourselves. So yes, we can take them out by ourselves. Good. So yeah, that's what they've been doing. So then they make sure that they're not seen. So Lucas has a deck of cards, has some decks of cards with him in his back, in a bag. He takes out the he takes out a black spade. Since it's dark out, he takes out a black spade, which has dark energy. He uses that dark energy and gives cards to his teammates, and also so that except for Nick, since he can camouflage himself with all nature, so that he can camouflage them so that they fit in with the dark. So they keep on moving, making sure not to make a sound, and making sure that their weapons and all that stuff don't make a sound. Then he says, okay, all all units, sniper unit, are you are you in your areas? Yes, those are Archer and Ava, as well as May. Archer, Ava, May. Then you says melee weapons unit. We are in place. That is Elizabeth, James, and Sylvia. Mid-range mid and long range weaponizers. Are you in place? Neo is also with Lucas. That will be Nick, but the mid and long range is Nick and Mike. Then they say yes. Okay. We move in quietly, take them out quietly, don't so that we don't alarm any of the others. We take out all before we do anything, so we don't risk the dangers of the hostages. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Good. Move out. And then they move out. Um, the melee unit goes into the hostage, and then they see the hostages are surrounded by about 12 men. 12 men. Then he says, "Take one of these." Then he gives a red clover. Red clovers give him an all type of weaponry. Then he makes them into makes them into he gives them gloves and boots which can stick to the wall, and he shows them that there's a window open up there which they can climb through so that they don't alarm anyone. And then they nod, they put them on, and they start to climb as well, and they don't make any sound so that they don't alarm anyone. They get in. Then he takes out another other red clovers and makes grappling hooks, attaches them to the beams up there, attaches them to the beams, and yeah, then they come down. He takes out in the melee group there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there are 12. So it takes out about seven red spades, and uses the white energy to make to make 5 clones of himself, 7 clones of himself, and then they drop, and then they quickly assassinate each one of them, and they and cover their mouths so that they don't make a noise. Then the clones disappear, and the cards come back to and then the cards come back to Lucas. All the cards come back. The ones which he used for the grappling hook, the ones which he used for the clones, and the ones which he used for them to scale the wall. Then they tell the hostages to keep quiet and say that we are under military orders to come and rescue you from your captives. And then Lucas motions Elizabeth to come with him. They go out, they check the window, they see that there are 2 guards outside, and then he says, "Sniper squad." "Yes, sir." "Take out the 2 guards in front of the door. We'll take them inside to not alarm anyone." "Alright, sir." They shoot, they die, they shoot them in the brain, headshot, they die, they bring them in. Then Izuku changes Elizabeth's and his costume with the black spade to make it look like the things which they were wearing. And they stay by the by the by the door. Then he takes out a bunch of red clovers and says that they should hand them to each of the hostages and keep one for themselves too. Then he hands them one red clover to Elizabeth. Then he changed them into gas masks. Then they tell them the hostages to put them on, and then they do, and also they do, and then Mike releases a very dangerous toxic poison which goes around the whole village, killing the ones who took the hostages captive. And then Nick uses his manipulation over nature to manipulate the ground to hold them there in case any of them were able to survive that. Then Mike takes back all the poison, and then Izuku Motion tells the rest of them that they can take off their masks. They do, and then they change back into cards, and then they all come into attack and fly to the door where Lucas catches them and puts them back in his back. Then he says, check if there are any other survivors. And then they check, there are no other survivors. Then Izuku tells Ava to contact the advisor and tell them that the mission is clear. All captives have been eliminated and no harm has been done to the captives, hostages. And then she says, Roger that. She tells Wine Vic that if the mission's done, he says that he's going to send a chopper to come and get them, and with some medical people to check if the hostages are all fine and none of them are sick. Then she reports that back to Lucas, and then he said, okay. Then they all come back into the warehouse. They untie all the hostages, and the hostages they say thank you to them. And then Lucas says that they're only doing their job. That's why they joined the military. So yeah, then in the morning, a chopper is there, one with the medics, so that they can check and go back, and one for them to go in. They go in, and then Lucas says, we're handing it off to you. Please check and make sure that they're all fine. And he said, understand. And then Lucas goes back in. Lucas and the crew go in, and then they do that. So yeah. So they were flying back, and then Lucas says that we did a pretty good job there, right? And they say, yeah. We did a pretty good job there, right? Yes. We took them out swiftly, make sure no harm came into any of the captives. So I think we deserve a little party, don't you think? And then they say, yeah. Roger says, yeah, Captain, let's do it. And then Elizabeth says, don't you think we shouldn't be getting too excited? It was just one successful mission, and we should prep for the next mission. And then Luke says, come on, Liz. Come on, Liz. We have done our first mission successfully, and that's very hard for people who are just doing their first mission. So I think this calls for celebration, don't you think? Then she says, all right, Captain, but we won't be doing this for the next ones, unless it was a very important mission and we succeeded. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Liz. And then Arthur says, party pooper. Then James comes in and says, it's not that she's a party pooper, she's just trying to set an example that we're supposed to be taking this more seriously. Yeah. And Neil says, yeah, stand up for your girlfriend. Ooh. Lucas just laughs. Okay, guys, seriously, let's just have a party, okay? No need to go all fussy and fight with each other. We're here to be your team, remember? And then Sylvia nods her head. And Lucas just head pats her. See, even Sylvia agrees with me. And then they make it back. Then someone comes and says, report to advisor Winevic. Then they say, yes, sir. And then they go there, and then Archer saying, with his hands behind his head, and then he's just walking. He's taking large steps, walking like a mad, walking, just walking and being bored. He's saying, what do you think? What do you think Advisor Weinberg wants with us? Might be a congratulations, might be telling us what we did wrong. You could never know, said Lucas. Then he said, I hope it's congratulations. Me too. As then they make it there, Lucas knocks on the door. First year Army Squadron. Here for here to advise Weinberg. Come in. Then they come in. First year Army Group Ground. Here to report to Commander Weinberg. Good. I heard from the people who've come to take the bodies that you did a pretty good job, and the medical team has said that none of the hostages were attacked. They even interrogated the hostages on how you guys did the job. I must say, for your first job, you did extremely well. Thank you, Advisor Weinbeck. Okay. I won't be sending you on any missions for 2 months, but you will have to write a report of how your experience was when you were doing the mission. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir, says everyone. Now go along. Celebrate your doing your first mission successfully. And relax for a change. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Good. Now you can go back to Gamma, to Field Gamma, to Section A. Yes, sir. They leave. Then they say, oh. Then Archie says, yeah. God, congratulations. That's cool. And we don't have to do any missions for 2 months. Yeah, but then we still have to train, says Elizabeth. Then News comes and says, Liz, you're such a party pooper. Don't you agree, Lucas? Yeah, Liz, you could take it down a notch. I'm just the serious type. I'm just the serious one here, knowing that we have to improve. Yes, but then Lucas puts a hand on her shoulder. Yes, we do have to improve, but improving doesn't happen alone. It happens together. We will improve as a whole team, but now you have to learn when to rest so that we can get our energy back for the next time. Do I make myself clear, Elizabeth? Liz? Yes, I understand, Captain. Good. Now let's do what the advisor said and go celebrate our successful first mission. Yeah! I can't wait. I wonder what we should get. Do you think they're gonna have pizza? Maybe burgers? Steak? Okay, Archer. James says, cool it down a bit. Nick and Mike say, yeah, dude. You're going a little bit too hyper. Sylvia says, Ava says, yeah, Archer. There might be some things there, but we don't know what it is, so just chill. And Lucy says, ugh, Archer, you really you're really just too energized for this. What's that supposed to mean? And then they all laugh. Liz just smirks, and then then Lucas says, "Let's go." And then they say, "Aye, aye, Captain." And then they're going to their squadron. And then while they're walking there, they hear the other people talking from from different departments: the army, the marines, the air force, the navy, the coast guards, all talking about, isn't that the squad which did their first mission so successfully? Yeah, I heard that that they took out the enemies swiftly and made sure no harm came to the hostages. Dang, dude, we really have to step up our game if we want to be the best squad of the year. Don't you think? Yeah, which means extra training. Then Nick says, "Huh, they're talking about us, Captain." Yeah, I can hear that. The, then Archer comes and says, "They're probably talking about how cool we were when we did it. How when we rescued the hostages." Then Elizabeth says, "I have to agree with you there, Archer. It was, it was really, we did really do a good job with taking out the captives and making sure that no harm came to the hostages. That's why we're going to celebrate." Because says, "Huh, we're here." Then they go in, then they see that there are drinks, pizzas, chips, and all that stuff. Then Archie says, "I knew it. You see, I can tell the future. I told you there would be pizza. I told you." And now who's overreacting? Huh? Okay, okay. Okay, you don't have to drop it in, Archer. James says, "Yeah, dude. You don't have to rub it in that much," Mike said Mike. And then Sylvia says, "Mm-hmm." And then Lucy says, "Even though you were right, you still act like a child." The rest snicker, and then he says, then Archer's like, "Always have to bring down my mood, huh, Lucy?" And then, yeah, the rest are like, then Lucas is saying, "Come on, guys, let's celebrate, and then we can go and do this report so that we don't have to do it during this month, during the 2 months, so that we can relax and train." Do I make myself clear? You got it, Captain. Yes, Captain. Aye, Captain. Okay, then let's party. And yeah, that's where I'm gonna be leaving it off. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Flying off. Dawn Wings flying off.